Oh, hey man, you getting ready to watch that big eclipse?
Yeah, I'm super excited. It's today.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be a great time.
Wait, where's your glasses?
Glasses, you actually believe that government propaganda? Nah, man, I'm looking at this thing with my natural beauties up here.
Whatever you say.
Yeah. Hey, shut up, man. It's about to start.
Wow. This is something I hope I get to see again in my lifetime. It's beautiful.
I don't see what the big deal is.
Hello.
Welcome everyone to the Eclipse special. Special Eclipse episode.
It was a beautiful eclipse, wasn't it?
Podcast. Yeah, I looked right at it. It was big, beautiful ball in the sky. Definitely did not give me harmful rays of government-induced radiation. Definitely, definitely didn't give me thoughts about joining any particular cults or groups that would hope to establish any sort of new form of democracy amongst our government.
But I brought my rope and my special hood.
No, I brought my AK-47 with the serial number filed off. We can do anything.
Anything with the power of Jesus.
With the power of the government. Have you heard about those? All these conspiracies about the eclipse?
What else is new? There's a conspiracy for every goddamn
Literally
thing now.
everything.
Literally, people are so what is it? Another like since you said government, so I would imagine people are like, it's the government doing this to the sun, trying to blind its people.
Well, there's also there's the religious side, there's the government side, and there's the middle of the Venn diagram where those overlap and they're both one and the same and working against each other.
Oh god.
So people who are like talking about the eclipse in like biblical terms, it's like, oh, it's gonna be the beginning of the apocalypse or whatever the fuck. And there's people who are like, oh, they're gonna shoot rockets into the eclipse and like do like something. And first of all, what does that mean? What is
shoot
what,
a rocket at the eclipse?
So first of all, they'd be shooting at the moon, because that's what the eclipse is. It's the moon going in front of the sun. So what is shooting rockets at it going to do? And then there was a dude, I saw this morning, and he was like, so the eclipse, the scientists say that during the eclipse, the moon is going to be an eclipse. So probably meaning it's going to be like an eclipse shape, so not like a full like. And he was like, and if you've had kidney stones, you know that the machine or the process they use to get the stone out of you is called like eclipsical or some shit like that. And he's like, so the point he's making is they're gonna blow up the moon. If you're standing in the path of the eclipse, get out of there because you're gonna die because they're blowing up the moon in the eclipse. And then the path of the eclipse is charted out. It's starting out like the bottom of Texas, going like up towards Maine in an arc. And people are like, oh, look at all these things that have happened in the path of the eclipse. That Texas school shooting that happened in the path of the eclipse. Bill Clinton, the place where Bill Clinton was born, that's in the path of the eclipse. The place Mike Pence was born, that's in the path of the eclipse.
What does that have to do with
literally nothing? Because the path of the eclipse covers like 20% of the entire United States. If you could find a million terrible tragedies that have happened in that path just because of coincidence. But here's the thing: you can also find millions of good things that happened in that path because it's irrelevant and means nothing.
Well, people just like that feeling of like believing in something, and so then, especially that you get like a group of collective people to think the same as they do. So they're just like, yeah,
get that good.
We know we're in the know, man. We're in the know,
and it's a scary thing, but they know they're protected against the fear, and it's like, oh, they're working for a higher path or on a more righteous. Yeah, it's delusional nonsense.
Yeah, that's why I brought my tinfoil hat.
Oh yeah, the inside of the hat is lined with tinfoil. That's
can't let those government waves mess up my brain.
Yeah, man, they're flying the electrodes in my brain, man.
I was there, man, when the eclipse happened last year. My cousin lost half his brain.
They fed me 3 tabs of acid in that San Francisco base, man. I ain't never been the same.
Oh my god!
What was that called? And when they were doing that, they were feeding acid to people. One of them was
Charles Manson.
Yeah, he was one of them. Yeah. But it was.
But it was part of that government thing.
Yeah,
right?
it was. Yeah, it wasn't Operation Paperclip because that was like I think with like immigration or fucking terrorism or something.
I don't remember. I can't remember the name off my head.
Yeah,
but
and that's the thing though, because there are a lot of crazy things the government did do that gives some credit to those government conspiracy theory whack job nut jobs. Because they're like, oh, it's the government. It's like, No, but I get where you're coming from. I see why you think it would be them, because the government has done some fucked up shit in the past.
Well, it's like when that thing with Alex Jones, like when he first reported on the thing about Epstein and like confronting him about his island, people just thought he was a lunatic. And he would say, "There's
Oh,
nothing's going on with that. You're a liar. You're full of it." And guess what?
yeah. Sometimes Alex Jones is right.
Sometimes.
And before he got too crazy, I think in his because he's been doing shit for like
Since, like, 2000.
decades for a while. And if
Yeah.
you see those old videos, it's like, wow, he is really young. And it's before he's got the gravelly voice. Before he was smoking 6 packs a day and drinking scotch, he has a more normal voice, and you can see he has more clarity in his eyes. You can see a spark that's no longer there. Well, the spark is there, but now it's a full-on explosion that's just constantly happening.
Well, yeah. Well, he's retarded. Remember, yeah.
I gotta be honest, I'm a little bit retarded.
I can't wait if he ever goes back on the Joe Rogan Experience. I'm gonna listen to that one in its full because I just want because the last time he had went on after that thing he said was retarded, he brought like a big old pamphlet of like information like stapled together. He's like, I got my notes right here.
I got my notes. I did my googling. It's all public information. You can find all this online. It's all public information. You just gotta know where to look.
It's funny because like it's great to see that he's so passionate about these crazy things. But
It's great when retarded people have a passion. It's great. You know, you see them greeting people at Walmart. You see them slowly scanning those items. It's great to see them just acting like people.
But I'm acting like people. That's the thing that pisses me off about retarded people. They're obviously, you know, it sucks to be one, and I feel bad because if they have, you know, whatever problems they're dealing with. But let's be honest, fucking retarded people are living our dreams. Fucking shooting a basket at halftime at a basketball
Skipping
game.
lines at Disneyland.
Yeah.
I wish I was retarded.
Come on, that's not fair. Like, I want to fucking go to my best friend's house in a car made out of chocolate, even if it's in my head.
Well, there's ways you can do that. Get some heavy brain damage. Do what those people in Russia did and just break one of your legs so you can be exempt from military work and get the fast pass at Disneyland.
We should do this, Nick. We should go to Disneyland, but one of us we should just get a wheelchair. One of us just sit in it.
Yeah,
like,
and then put a blanket over it, so it's like I have polio. Don't look at my weird polio legs.
Put a blanket over it, and then like put straps on, because you know how like some of them like strap your feet in like to the side of the. Yeah, we'll strap to it. Put a blanket over it, and we could even put those glasses over it, and be like, yeah, we need the fast pass. Yeah.
My blind paraplegic cousin really wants to ride the Matterhorn.
He really wants to go on Space Mountain, man.
I don't know why. He really wants to see that Hall of Presidents. He wants to get in there.
Oh God, no! But it would be really bad. Well, one, that's just a shitty idea, Joe, because that's fucked up. But two, it'd be worse if we did that, but we took it like Cartman's approach from South Park. Oh, I just remember his mom. Oh, he's retarded.
Oh man, you know, this is pretty stupid.
What?
So it's a similar to how I was saying those people in Russia, they were breaking their legs so they wouldn't have to get enlisted to the army when they first started enlisting for the Ukraine war, which I think is still happening. I think that's still going on.
Who knows? At this point, everyone's either forgotten about it or their people
now we're on to Israel Palestine. Now we're on that new hotness. Fuck Russia, Ukraine, Israel Palestine. That's where it's at.
But it's always something new, right? It's always something that people report on and just move on to the next thing because it's spicy, you know.
Yep. Even crazy shit that happens. Like I had this thought a few days ago. I remembered some like insane event that happened in the world, and now I've forgotten again. But it's like, yeah, what people just forget and just don't talk about it anymore because there's just constantly new crazy shit happening.
Well, it's because there's just so much happening all at once. You know, because we're here right now recording this, but there could be murders, you know, people rioting anywhere right now.
Yeah,
well, there probably is, but I don't know.
And that brings back to what I was going to say. Originally, there was a guy in, I don't know if it was Japan. I think it was in Thailand. It was some island nation or whatever the fuck. And him and his friend were going to scam like the health insurance bureau or whatever by having the guy sit with his legs in a tub of dry ice for 12 hours to say that he got frostbite and to get like $1 million or $100,000 payout.
That's a bad idea from the get-go.
Very much so.
Because you will lose those legs.
Yeah, no, 100%. So he's for 12 hours. He got frostbite. He goes to the hospital. Yeah, I have frostbite. I was riding my motorcycle in shorts, and I just didn't notice how cold it was getting. And the doctors were like,
"That's a goddamn lie."
This is. I'm a doctor, not a mathematician, but something's not adding up here.
That's not freezer burn. That's something else. Oh my! How? The things people will do just to get a payout. It's especially like the classic thing like you see at a store or at a restaurant, like when no workers are looking, you see a wet floor sign somewhere. You got a bottle of water, you spill a little bit, and you feel like, And then that's like cameras recording them the whole time. Like, yeah, we see
It's like,
you.
no, I saw that bitch. But yeah, that guy didn't. They didn't get away with it. They got found out and then got fined by the government for trying to scam. I think they had to pay like $3,000 or something like that.
And now he lost his
And
legs.
now he has no legs too. And on top of that, he's got no legs.
Shit.
Yep. Well, play silly games, win silly prizes.
Well, what's a good nickname for a guy who lost his legs like that? Stubbs.
Oh, retard! You fucking idiot! You moron! You dumb piece of shit!
Oh my god. What would be, to your mind, the craziest thing you would do for a payout? But that you would do, not like freeze your legs up.
It depends on the payout. It depends on how much money it is. That'll change my answer readily.
Yeah, that's all right. $2,000. What would you be willing to do to get a payout for $2,000?
I'd probably cut off half my pinky.
What?
Maybe the whole thing. I don't need pinky. I'm not carrying on swords. I'm
For
not.
$2,000?
Yeah, then I could be like, I was in the Yakuza. I was.
Yeah, you fucked up though, because that's the sign that you.
Exactly. I could. It'd be cool. But then, then you got to think: would the $2,000 be only enough to pay the hospital bills? Or I mean, I just have to just get like a car lighter and just just cauterize it real quick.
No. Yeah, you turn on your stove.
Yeah,
you roast it.
Yeah, get a metal knife. Just yeah, there you go.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of? It's like that. I don't remember the name of the video, but it was on Daniel. It was on Tosh.0 back in the day, where the guy was just grilling like naked, and he just like has some hot dogs, and then he puts his dick on the grill.
No.
He starts poking at it with like the fork thing. It's like flipping it. Like
Yeah, that's probably fake. But
I don't know, man.
I heard the BME Pain Olympic was fake, so
What?
I don't know. I heard that was fake, so
Oh,
anything
wow.
is possible. Do you know about the BME Pain Olympics?
I've heard of it, but I didn't know it was fake.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? What it entails?
About it's about like not quadriplegics, but people who have like not really disabilities or
No.
no.
No, so the BME Pain Olympics is it's a video, and it's a shock video in the same vein of Two Heroes, One Cup, One Man, One Jar. But in BME Pain Olympics, a man puts his penis and testicles on the table, and then he gets a sharp knife and starts doing things. Yeah, he starts doing things. But I heard that was fake, so it may or may not be. Who knows? It's decades old by this point. It's probably been debunked, but yeah, no. I also heard that the Two Girls One Cup video is fake.
Oh, I know that.
It's not actually shit, but it's like, I mean, it's starting to come out of her asshole.
It was like ice cream or something. Yeah.
But it's still coming out of her ass. So I mean, it might as well be real.
I mean,
It might as
at
well.
that point, but like it's still it's gross, but it's not as gross.
I'll still jack it to it.
Well, sure. It's like when you see the video of the girl with the gaping
Oh,
asshole, and like they shoot like they hit a golf ball
I
at it.
hate it. Terrible.
Yeah,
Terrible. The internet is a terrible place.
Yeah. Well, if you think it's terrible
man.
now, imagine back then when there was no filters. You'd
Nope.
see fucking anything.
But you know what was good back then?
Porn.
Yes, but also the PS2 and the Xbox original startup menu screens.
The
Those were
PS2
great.
and the original Xbox.
Yeah, so like the PS2 startup, it's got like the pillars that are your save files, and like the circle, like the little ring of things.
Yeah.
And then you go to your save games, and they all have the different icons and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I remember the Xbox one was like goopy, like slime.
Yeah,
kinda.
you were like in the Xbox. It was like a
Yeah.
machine. It was real cool. Man, I miss those good old days.
Now it's just a startup button that you hold, and then boop, it's on.
Yeah, and it's like a whole. It's now they have like big interfaces and menus, but that's what we're used to now. You know, like back like when you had a SNES or an N64, that didn't have a menu. You put in a game, and you either played the game or you didn't.
Yeah, or you have to take out the cartridge and blow on it, even though blowing never really did anything. But
Yeah, I mean sometimes it did. There's a little dirt in there. I think.
but apparently that's just a wise tale, though. Apparently, it does nothing if you just blow on it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
if you let it sit for a while, it gets rid of some dust. I think it can somewhat help, but not. It's not the be all end all. You know, but it does help sometimes.
But because sure, I mean probably because we make it feel like. But I think the only way to really make it help work is like rubbing alcohol and you like.
Yeah, or you get
Clean it
compressed
off.
air and then you really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that bad for it too though? Because you
Probably.
shoot more dust into it if you like.
Yeah, unless you like get in there and like do it like out or somehow. That's probably a good technique for doing it efficiently.
Right, because I don't think if I were to take my game console, just get compressed air, trying to get all this dust out, I probably would get more in it than out of it, right?
No, because the compressed air, it's like it's got that little hose on it, so it's like really just shooting out in like one specific spot. You know,
Yeah, I guess maybe I don't know. Maybe I would just be too nervous to do that.
probably. Oh no, this is the can of dust instead of the can of. I use the can of compressed dust. Oh
Oh
no.
shit! This is green apple spray paint.
Oh no, this is a bottle of Jameson.
Just pours it all. That'll clean it out.
I think the first console to have like interactive menus like that was Maybe the Dreamcast? I don't know. That sounds familiar to me. The
I never
Dreamcast,
played
the
on a
Jaguar.
Dreamcast.
I haven't either, but I feel like that's because it was either if it wasn't then it was GameCube and PS2.
Well, GameCube for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the PS1 was just games too. You didn't do anything in the menus.
No, it was just loaded. You put the disc in and load it, and it was just loading right
And those
away.
discs were thick. Like PS1 game discs are like thick for some reason.
They were.
Yeah, like if you get like a regular CD today, it's pretty thin. But I think PS1 discs were like not like really thick, but like twice the size, like twice the thickness of a regular CD.
It was a lot of information.
Yeah, it wasn't actually. That's the shittiest thing.
I know. Well, yeah, because I back then it was like maybe 15 megabytes at most.
Oh yeah, got to get it on that compact disc.
But now 15 megabytes for a game is like an update, like
That's
a small
yeah,
update. Like, yeah, we changed the shadings in this one area.
I've downloaded files to edit that are 3 times as big as that.
Yeah. To technology, it's great to see the improvements where we are now, even though the one thing that we hate about technology is that sometimes it never works.
True, and it's very expensive.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a new laptop, man, but
Yeah,
I'm
like-
getting there. I'm starting to save for it.
Yeah,
So
I think 1,500. That's to get a
That would be
really
pretty
get a
good one.
really solid one though. That'll be
yeah, it'll fold, touch screen.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I gotta
all I
close it.
Yeah, it could close. I don't have to have it charged all the time for it to
Yep.
turn on.
But you still probably will, because that's what I do. Even though
Well,
I know
sure,
it's
yeah.
not good for it, but it's one battery.
I know, and you could get like external battery to make it last longer, but then
Oh,
that's
yeah.
just more money and other
Yeah.
things.
Caesar, do you know how much it costs to buy a font in this day and age?
So a font like for billboards or
No,
stuff,
like
or
a text font. Like you're typing stuff. You're in your Google Doc and you're getting fonts. Like, oh, I want to use a font that looks like this. So you go on, you find the font. How much? That's what I had to do.
you have to buy font.
Well, some of them, like I wanted to for the Pokemon Shining Pearl Nuzlocke, I wanted to use the Shining Pearl text font to as like the number and shit, and for other things in the video. So I looked it up, found it, and then I found it on a website that was selling them, and I figured, well, I can find this for free somewhere, so I'm not going to buy it, but just for knowledge sake, let's see how much it is. Caesar, how much do you think it cost to buy the font that is Pokemon Shining Pearl? Not the Pokemon font, the Shining Pearl subtext font.
$30.
More.
What for
More-
one font?
For font. I mean, it's got all the letters and numbers in it, so.
Oh, that's great. Fucking
Yeah.
50,
More.
100.
More. It was like 120, 130 bucks to buy the font that I found for free literally 5 seconds later.
For
102. It was
who
like
the fuck spends $130 on font?
a corporation that has fuck you throwaway money and they just don't know any better.
I guess so, yeah, but
Because then they got because it's like a license, you gotta
oh,
yeah, it's still
no, that's
Yeah.
what the internet's for.
exactly.
Free.
Fuck you, Premiere, selling fonts and selling backgrounds. I always love seeing that. Too.
Backgrounds.
When I'm or like just like Getty Images, they have like the watermark on there. If you want the image without the watermark, you got to pay for it to license it. It's always funny when I'm looking up pictures and shit for editing, and I see there it always says available for licensing. I go to the page. If anything, if I can't copy and save the image, I'll just take a screenshot of the whole page and just crop that
oh
myself.
yeah, that works.
It's so easy. But yeah, I think it was $128.
And then with tax?
Maybe probably not.
Oh my god.
Shipping and handling fees,
Oh yeah, because it's got to get from their computer to yours. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like $3.
Hey, buying this domain space, it costs a lot of money.
That bothers me and baffles me so much. 130 for a fucking font.
Well, that means someone's willing to pay for it, and someone probably has.
Yeah, because they're stupid.
Yeah, very much so.
Wait, when was this? Today?
No, this was like
Like, probably
this was
last
like
week,
a couple
right?
like 2 weeks ago, I think.
2 weeks
yeah,
ago.
like during like the first one. Yeah.
I would have been upset if you did buy it though.
Yeah, no, I would have been very upset with myself as well. Immediately afterwards, I would have been like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that."
I've done stuff like that before though, where I bought it and I didn't really need to buy it.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it. I should have done in those moments. You should do more research, but when you're worried and panicked in a moment because you need this right away, you're like, I gotta get it.
Exactly. You get a phone call from the IRS saying they need you to go get a $500 valued iTunes gift card and hand it to a dude who comes to your doorstep. Those are risky situations.
That's happened to you?
Yeah, no, it's happened. Did you hear about it? Happened to some lady, and she gave away like $5,000, I think, like in cash in a box, and just hand it to a dude in the back of a car that she couldn't see because she thought it was the FBI.
Oh yeah, that's just a scam.
Yeah,
That
100%.
100%.
1,000,000%. They called her and then it's like, don't tell your husband. It was like this whole rigmarole, and she was like, "Oh, I don't want him to worry or get," because I think her husband had like a government job or something. And then
Oh my
it's
god.
for like 5 hours, this whole ordeal went on as she was going to the bank, and they're on the phone with you at the bank, like, but not on the phone, but the phone call's still going while it's like in her purse or whatever, so they can hear to make sure it's all going through properly. And yeah, she get 5,000 grand or $5,000 in cash, just hand it to a dude. Then when her husband gets home, she's like, "Honey, I saved it." And he's like, "What?" And then, "What?"
He definitely beat her that moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's another dumb lady who thought, you know how when you go to a store and you pay with the card and it offers you cash back, like if you need like $10 or something,
Yeah.
it pulls that out of your bank account.
Right?
She thought it was just free money. She's like, "Oh, it's cash back. What does that mean? Oh, you get cash. I can just here's a hack." And I think she went around and she spent like she like pulled out like $500. Then she's like, "Honey, we're rich. We're never gonna worry about our problems again." And then her husband had explained to her, "No, honey, that's not how this works. You just took all our money out." And I think because you have to buy something to
So
get
she's
it.
just
So
spending
yeah, so she just
money.
lost money pulling this money out of their bank account that they didn't have to put back in immediately.
God. Well, I mean, no, I was gonna say that's a little more reasonable to, but no, that is pretty stupid overall. But I've done dumb shit like that all the time. I've done that. Well, fucking, I got a scam call one time. I think I talked about it once before, maybe I don't remember, but I got a scam call one time. And this lady was asking me about paying a bill that my dad had forgotten about because he was tied up with his debt from this bank that they just happened to be the bank that my dad banks at. I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, okay. So I was listening to this. I'm like, wait a minute. They're like, yeah. So if you could pay this bill, we would appreciate it, and then that way it wouldn't be a worry for anyone. We just need your card information. I'm like, all right, yeah, let me go get it. I didn't get it,
Yep.
but I was just listening to it. She's like, all right, thank you so much, and I was pretending to like finicky around a little bit. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, let's see where this
Yeah.
goes, because I am a little like panicked, but for the most part, like this is definitely a
Yeah.
scam. But
Here's the number: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
no, I was just even going. I'm like, yeah, I got my number. I got my card right here. Like, oh, thank you so much. Like, it sounded professional. And then just the shift in their tone went from like here to here real quick. It was all professional and serious to, yeah, I just love those little plastic cards. You know what I mean? Those numbers are just great. I'm just like,
Those funny little numbers and those 3 funny little numbers. What are those, by the way, on your card? Just I'm curious.
and at that
I
moment, I
like
just hung
numbers.
up. I'm like,
Yep.
doop.
Ah,
It's people just. It's just sad to see that people don't want to work for some money. They're just like, yeah, I could do this real quick, get a few quick bucks. It was like, I don't remember. I saw a short about this on YouTube. It's probably fake, but at some gas stations, what or anywhere really, with the card reader, like the bottom part of it is fake. And
yeah.
like people can put something in there so they could just read your card information and steal
Yeah,
it.
like a skimmer on there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, that's but then that's like something the owner would put in himself,
Or
right?
the cashier there who does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's just fucked up in general. I mean, I get it. You work there, you probably hate it, but like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's why I'm always a little paranoid whenever I go to the fill up gas. I'm always kind of like fiddling with it, like, "Hi, can I pull this out?"
Really? You're like, I'm
For like
so
just a
trying to
couple
fuck.
seconds, and then if I start to look weird, then I'm like, "All right, this is probably fine."
But I guess so because sometimes one time my bank account got hacked, but somebody had bought like food. It was like $150, not 100. It was like $69 at a restaurant just
Nice.
buying food.
All right.
But like I don't know how they get how they get my information, if they like read it from somewhere or from like a receipt that I threw away. But that's why I'm paranoid whenever if I don't have to get a receipt for like when I use my cards. Like, you want a receipt? I'm like, no, I don't
Yeah.
want it. Don't want it.
Well, what if the next guy comes up? It's like, "Hey, can I get his receipt?"
That I saw a lady one time when I went to the ATM at my bank. She was doing her information and whatnot, and then she drives off when she's done, but she left her receipt there. And so me being curious because it was there, I pulled it out. Obviously, I'm like, let's see here, and then like I just see this lady's information everywhere. I'm like, oh my god.
Yep.
Except, but obviously you don't see the whole card number. It's just the last
Yeah.
word. I'm like, damn, this isn't. Why would you forget this if you asked for it? Don't. Obviously I just crumbled up and put it in my car because I'm
I
not
put it
like,
in my pocket to save for later in
yeah,
case
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
use it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna scam that lady. Call her up. Yeah, you have this much in your bank account. We need.
And if you don't give me half of it, you're gonna lose all of it.
No, but that's the thing. I hate receipts because I'm always paranoid about that stuff, especially when it gets coming to the gas or the ATM. I'm like, if I got it, it's gonna be in this pocket, nowhere else.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm always paranoid when I'm pulling out cash, whatever. And it says, "Do you want a receipt?" And I say no. Then I stick around for a second just to make sure it all goes away, and it's like, okay, next person. Just so you know.
But what really scares me is sometimes when I go to the ATM at night and like I gotta deposit money, or I withdraw. I'm always paranoid that like when I put my money into the thing for deposit or like I take some out, somebody's just gonna come up and grab it and run right away, and then I'll have to like chase them. But I'm like,
You're driving
I
after.
always look like when I want to put it up, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm always looking in the mirrors up and around, making sure.
because there's homeless people that sleep by my bank sometimes. I'm not saying that all homeless people are like dangerous or gonna do stuff, but
But what if? You
well,
never
what
know.
if?
You never know.
I don't know. I think that I'm always just hyper paranoid about everything I do. So
Yeah, sometimes it pays to be hyper paranoid sometimes.
not really, because then overthinking like makes you stressed and worried about other stuff that you shouldn't be. You
Yeah, you
know,
just got to not do it too much. Do it in those isolated scenarios where you're just being
where it's
extra
reasonable.
cautious for a moment. It's like, all right, now that it's done, I can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Christ.
Money,
Oh yeah. See, I've been feeling a little sick for the past week or so.
you stuffy,
Yeah,
congested.
still a little stuff. I'm getting feeling today and yesterday. Been feeling better. Hopefully by tomorrow or today's Monday, Wednesday. I'm completely over it.
But you sound normal now. Because
Yeah.
Wednesday when we got together last week, you sound like,
Oh yeah. Blah, 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 blah.
you know,
Yeah,
it's like,
still just a tad bit stuffy, but hopefully it'll go away at some point.
but no congestion at least, just
yeah,
stuffy.
just a little. Well, it's kind of the same thing.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
the same? I thought congestion was
Yeah.
like more like in the chest
No,
and stuff.
it's yeah. I think congestion's like the overall term for it. I use
Oh.
them kind of interchangeably.
But even then, when you do get sick, that stuff lasts like even a few days afterwards, or you're
Yeah.
fine. You know.
But in that time, I watched a lot of movies. Specifically in the last like 3 days, I watched a fuck ton of movies.
Nice. Bad movies, good movies.
I'll do both.
Oh, God.
So I'll start with some of the good ones. First off, a Scanner Darkly. It's based off a book. It's got a real cool art style with it, where it's like you know the music video for Aha's Take on Me, where it's
Mhm.
like the pencil drawing or whatever.
Right.
It's like a filter over it, right? A Scanner Darkly is similar, but it's a comic book filter over it.
Oh.
So it's like real like flat colors and like flat angles, but it's still like fluid motion because it's just they literally filmed it and just put the filter over it. It's got Keanu Reeves, it's got Woody Harrelson, it's got Robert Downey Jr.'s fantastic cast. It's a great story too, based off a book. It's about just like the opioid epidemic,
Oh.
like mid 2000s, even now. It's like people taking pills and like the government's reaction to it and their influence, like the medical industry and like what's and it shows like different types of addiction and how it affects different people. It's this whole like not only nihilistic thing, but just like a look into like the depravity of like humans and like human nature when it comes to addiction, like the uncaring and even prodding of the government to like further their own goals in the pharmaceutical industry. It's a great movie.
Yeah, but it was based off actual facts, I'd imagine.
Yes,
right?
and in
Yeah.
fact, in the end of the movie, I think either the writer of the book or the director of the movie or whatever, he puts in the end, yeah, the opioid epidemic is fucking terrible. Here's a list of a bunch of people I know who suffered, and it's like 30 names. It's like this person dead, this person dead, this person dead, this person permanent brain damage, this person permanently confined to a wheelchair, this person permanent brain damage, this person dead, this person dead. And I actually teared up a little bit because I was like, damn, this is fucking because the whole movie, it's like all of it just together. It was, man. Is real powerful. That makes me want to read that book.
Well, I mean, it sounds like it sends a really powerful message at the end of it. But let's be honest. At least you ended up in the wheelchair. You're not dead.
Yeah. Some people can get off way better than others. But some of them like permanent like brain damage, like vegetabilization and like
Oh.
just like fucked up shit. And some of it's not even from the drugs themselves. It's just the consequences of having been on them. Like if you're strung out and you get hit by a bus, it's like, well, yeah.
I can't imagine being hit by a bus when you're just high and in that kind of induced state because you probably don't feel it or realize what's going on.
Or it feels great for the like half a second you feel it. It's like, oh, sensation, and then it's just all gone.
Yeah, because then you're just down too. Because opioids like bring you up. They're like uppers, right?
Yeah, I think it's like a physical depressant, but yeah, mental. You're just like fucking yeah.
But then when you get off them, you like really start to shut
And
down.
I think the reason the movie was shot that way because the guy who made it, he has another movie that's shot in the same style. I think part of the reason they have that filter on it is to give the movie that sort of weird, ethereal, psychedelic, like you're not really there, and it's not really, which is probably makes you feel like how you are on opioids. Like it's not tangible, it's not real, it's very uncanny.
Yeah, make you feel like you're like spaced out.
Exactly, and just not in the right frame of mind. The opening scene of the movie is a guy getting the bugs. He sees, the bugs are all
Oh,
over me. You
like
know that.
crawling.
Yes, and it's not
Ugh.
real, of course, because he's having these psychotic opioid delusions. But he's like, and then like giant green ones. He's like in the shower, and then he sees him on his dog, and he's like in the shower, like bathing his dog, and
What that dog must have been so confused.
very much so. But yeah, great movie, fantastic film. Another one was a Battlefield Earth. That's another good one. Fucking John Travolta. When
Oh,
you probably maybe seen some image where he's like a big alien with like dreadlocks. He's got like things in his nose, or
green.
no, they're just like tall, big, but it's like a future Earth, and it's like humanity has like been devolved into like cavemen basically because these aliens like came a long time ago and like wiped them all out, and they're taking them as slaves. And then it's like
Oh
it,
shit.
it focuses on like this one human guy who the aliens put him in a chair because like, oh, he's like rowdy and he can't be trained, so it's like, oh, we're gonna put you in charge of a mining operation, like a secret thing. And then he takes their information, he starts stages a revolt and teaches these cavemen how to fly B-25 fighter jets and armed nuclear explosives.
To revolt, and that way they can take
Exactly.
back the power in their
They
hands.
take back the Earth, and they do at the end, of course. And it's a pretty interesting movie. It's
Oh.
pretty well written. It's good shit. A little bit of comedy where it's applicable when it's focusing on the alien overlords and their kind of interactions and like government and structures and shit. Got Forrest Whitaker in it too.
When did this movie come out, and also when did the other movie come out?
They both came out like early 2000s,
Okay.
like before like around 2010 probably.
Oh, mid.
Early, mid.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Another great sci-fi, space alien movie. Turbo Kid. That was a great one. It's like a Mad Max ish type post apocalypse world, and it's like the main kid is Turbo Kid, and he's just like a kid, and he's like scavenging and shit, and then he finds like a power suit, and he's like kind of rescuing his friend that he made in the wasteland, and just like it's like a wasteland story, surviving, going against like the wasteland overlord, evil dude.
And who's in this one?
Fucking no one.
Oh.
It's a very good movie, but it was like a Sundance, like sort of indie-ish film. So no
Oh.
like A-list actors in it, but everyone in it is great. They're all good actors, but just no one I've ever seen before. Maybe in like in a B-roll somewhere, but
Yeah, just in the
yeah,
passing.
it's a great movie. It's like it's that 90s 80s like futuristic style, like
Has a gritty feel to it.
yeah, a little bit. It's got like 90s electronica type music, like I can't do a good job of describing it, but do you kind of get what I'm saying? Like 90s,
A lot of synth. A
like
lot of
90
synth.
yeah 90s techno synth with like
Mhm.
like neon 90s future. Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah. I can picture what I think you're talking about.
yeah, so it's a weird vibe, but it's a great vibe. Very nice. Face Off. Fucking Face Off. Also starring John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. They take their faces off and switch faces.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think I've heard of this one before.
you might have. It was a pretty big movie. John Travolta is an FBI agent, and Nicolas Cage is a terrorist. And he accidentally kills Nicolas Cage or puts him in a coma. And Nicolas Cage's brother is in prison, and he knows about a bomb that's going to go off in L.A. So John Travolta has to switch faces with Nicolas Cage to go undercover in the prison.
Oh
But then
shit.
Nicolas Cage wakes up from his coma, and then he gets the doctor who did the surgery to give him John Travolta's face, and then he kills everyone who knew about the operation. So now John Travolta Cage is stuck in prison, and Nicolas Cage Travolta is free to live the FBI guy's life. It's a big
Oh, big old turnaround.
yeah, and then Travolta's got to figure out how to escape prison, get back to LA, and all while because he's a wanted fugitive, a wanted giant terrorist.
Mhm.
So he's got to figure out how to get back, convince his wife, and like, oh, fuck it, it's the whole thing. They know that, and yeah,
Well, that's not. I'd love to see that.
that's a pretty good one. Yeah, it's a pretty solid movie. And then and then and then we get to the pinnacle of the last like 2.5 days of movie watching experience.
Oh no. So here's all the bad movies.
Well, yes and no. Because
Okay.
it's all the bad ones, but also some good ones. Caesar, I did something similar a long while ago. A few years ago, I watched every single Hellraiser movie.
Okay.
Well, in like the summer of like junior year, and a couple days ago, I was thinking, you know what, I want to watch the first Hellraiser again. It's a pretty good movie. And then I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna watch them all. So over the last like 2.5 days, I've watched all 11 Hellraiser movies,
Oh my
all
god.
11 of them. And I can say without a doubt, The first one's the best one.
Nice.
Second one's a close second. Third one is third. And I think you see where the rest of this list is going.
Bad, bad,
They-
bad,
they're-
bad.
each one is worse than the last.
Oh,
They just get
no.
worse and worse and worse until the remake that came out in 2022, I think, on Hulu. That one's fine. That one's like the fourth best. That was like fourth or fifth
But it's
for
still
me.
not that good.
It's fine. It changes the mythos a little bit, adds like a new like layer of things because it in Hellraiser you have the little box and you solve the puzzle box and the Cenobites come and they give you torture for the rest of your life. But in the remake, it's like, oh, it's not just a box. It's like it's different configurations. When you solve it once, it gets your blood and it changes a new shape, and you got to do it like 7 times, and then it was. Yeah, Hellraiser is a good series. I like them. They're pretty good movies, but just like I said, first, second, third, and then the remake is all right.
But when did the first one come out?
First one came out like 1980, like 86, 87.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's
But who's in that one?
fucking again like probably some names that I just don't know, but it's probably some B-list actors.
All right, I
Yeah.
should definitely check that out.
Possibly, yeah, they're pretty solid. Hellraiser 1 and 2 follows similar to Halloween 1 and 2, where it's like the first one's like suburban, like second one takes place in like a hotel, so this kind of got some dichotomies with it.
Oh, similar
Yeah.
themes.
Yeah. And fascinatingly enough, they get to Hellraiser in space in the fourth movie. They get to space Hellraiser pretty quick, which is
Space Hellraiser.
yeah.
Oh,
So the first is
God.
like takes place in a house. Second one takes place in a hotel. Third one is it's not Hellworld. It's like Hellraiser, Hell on Earth, because Hellraiser comes in the real world and brings the Cenobites out to kill a bunch of people.
Oh gosh.
In the fourth one, it starts off in space, and it's Hellraiser Bloodlines. And it's about the guy who made the first box, then his ancestor, and then this one demon is like attracted to his generation and whatever the fuck, and ends up in space, and they blow up. And then the space ancestor, he makes a giant puzzle box in space. So when he gets Hellraiser on the space station, he activates it, and then he uses the sun's rays to reflect in this giant fucking satellite box and blows him up.
Oh god, that just sounds dumb at that point.
Yeah. And then once you get to the fifth Hellraiser, then they start losing the plot thread a little bit because it becomes less about the box and more about like, psychological. It's in your head. Did you do this thing? You weren't really there. You were the guy doing it. And they do that same exact thing for the sixth one. It's basically the same plot with just different characters. but the fifth one's about like murder and whatever. The sixth one's about infidelity. It's the same fucking
favorite.
movie. Yeah. And then in the seventh one,
I'm surprised you remember all
I
that.
was playing Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2 while watching them.
Okay,
so
good. I'm glad you weren't
I
just-
wasn't just watching these pieces of
Good.
film.
I'm so glad.
I've been playing a lot of that too. Yeah, fuck it. After that, I think after that one, it becomes meta Hellraiser, where the movies exist in real life and they're like fans of it, and there's like a game based off of it, and these characters like play the game and they get invited to like a house party, and then that one's garbage. That's what it starts becoming about. It's more like a sexy horror, where there's gotta be people fucking and and that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's it. That does not need to be in movies, like at all. I mean,
Fucking.
especially in horror, because it's just like it's it doesn't add anything. It adds scenes for people to be vulnerable and then die. It doesn't. It's just lazy writing.
Yeah, because you could be a little more creative when it
You
comes
could
to
do
doing
like
something.
the first two Hellraisers, fantastic. Had no sex in them whatsoever because they don't need it because it's like actual like plot and like horror things and shit they want to build on and cool effects and monsters. It's like okay, yes, we see this person fucking. I think in every single movie after 3, there's at least 2 sex scenes per movie.
Oh god.
At least, yeah, it gets ridiculous. And
But that's interesting. Nick, don't you want to see
it's
hot
so
naked people?
interesting. Oh no, so before the party one is Hellworld Debtors. And it takes place in London, and it's like a cult around this dude who has a box. He brings people back to life as like zombies, and like he's also a descendant of the guy who made the box. So and that's another one of the psychological. Oh, you're in the crazy world now. You're in the just shitty garbage.
Yeah, just to throw it in there because why not?
Yep.
Adds more to the movie. More.
And then in the 9th and 10th, so they had the same actor playing playing Pinhead for the first 8 movies. And the 9th one, they get some fat dude. And he's not fat, but his face is a little chubby. And it obviously does not look like the dude. All I could focus on was his like chubby cheeks. He's not fat by any means, but the guy who originally played Pinhead, I forget his name, but he was a tall, like British dude. And he had like thinner features, But this guy, you can see like his, you can see the little chub. It's like this guy
Chub.
this guy does not look good at all. And then fuck. Oh, and then the 10th one, Hellraiser Judgment, is the worst one of all.
Oh my god.
Absolute awful. It's just fucking terrible. It's terrible because the writing is bad. The plot is it's not even, it has nothing to do with Hellraiser at all. It's got the box in it, and Pinhead's for most of Hellraiser Judgment, Pinhead is literally sitting in a chair looking at a brick wall. They show him multiple times just looking at it. He's looking at a wall.
He's thinking real hard about how they layered the bricks.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And in that one, they have an homage to the first movie because one of the final lines of the first movie, one of the most impactful scenes in the entire movie, and a really great visceral horror scene, is like the main antagonist. He's in every single movie. They got to be chained up like this. They always got to pull the chains because they got like the hooks in their hands. Like that scene is in every movie.
Mm-hmm.
Every single movie. So at the end, he's got like chains in his face, pulling his skin, and skin is like bloody and visceral. And the only thing he says is,
Jesus wept.
It's kind of spooky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They say that in the end of Hellraiser 10 Judgment, and it's the stupidest fucking, like, the biggest fuck off. After watching the whole movie and being like, wow, this is so shit. They disrespect the franchise as a whole by having that character say that thing. It makes no sense. It's not applicable whatsoever to that moment, but just, I remember,
Well, that's why we just stick to the first 2 and you'll be good.
Yeah, that whole series is full of member berries. There's 3 characters in the movies named Joey. There's just a lot of Joeys.
It's an easy name.
Very easy to remember. Fuck. But also, who played Superman?
What year?
In the newest, who is in
Henry Cavill?
Yeah, Henry Cavill is in Hellraiser, whatever the one, the house party. He's in that one.
Oh.
Yeah, and he calls the guy retarded, and he gets a blowjob, and he dies.
Nice. Hey, easy payout.
And to think 10 years later, he'd be Henry Cavill. I mean, he'd still be Henry Cavill, but to think 10 years later, he'd be Superman and Geralt of Rivia. Just to think.
You never know what's going to happen in an acting career, especially if you work at it hard and then you keep going with it.
Yeah, and if you're a hot dude with a hot big body, yeah, you can get a lot of good shit done.
Well, he was always a hot dude, even before his big body.
Yeah, he was.
I was jacking off to him when I was 15.
Oh yeah, I was watching Hellraiser, Hellworld. Is it Hellworld? I don't know. Doesn't fucking matter. But,
it's awful anyways.
It's not good. But in 5 years, I might watch them all again. Who knows?
Oh,
I might
God.
actually pay attention to them that time. Probably not.
No, I mean, if you played video games while listening to the last ones, then I think
And I was able to mostly get the story without missing any major beats. There were a couple times I actually rewound in certain segments just to be like, wait, what? Did they really? Was it really that dumb? And spoiler alert, yes, it was that dumb.
I have to pee. I peed before this, but I'm like, fuck,
Do
I have
it.
to pee again.
Oh man,
That's what happens when you drink kombucha.
that's what happens when you go off on talking about the fucking
Henry
Hellraiser movies ad nauseum. Oh jeez.
I had an accident.
Oh, it happens to the best of us.
No, but it's never fun when you pee and then you shit yourself while you're peeing.
Yeah, the turns into a.
That's what it felt like. I'm like, God
Like,
damn.
oh no.
Dude, when I felt that, I'm like, here I fucking go again. What else is new?
Yeah.
Because it's literally been happening to me like for 3 days now. I'm just there. I'm like, I got to fart. I fart, and it's such the tiniest bit. I'm like, God damn it.
Maybe we got to start wearing Depends. Maybe we got to start depending on some Depends.
What's that?
It's just adult diapers.
Oh, no. Well, I could get man pawns.
Yeah, isn't that just what that is?
Well, no. It's like a tampon, but for your ass.
Just showed up there. It's like, oh,
Yeah, big. What was his name? From Rob Dyrdek's show, big black guy.
I think that was his name, Big Black.
Big Black.
I
Yeah,
know, yeah,
he
yeah.
had man pawns.
Oh wow, good,
Yeah,
good for him. Just get a cork. Just get a wine cork and just put it right up
Ew,
there.
That would be disgusting. But if it was a fat cork in shape of a dick, That'd
then
be
maybe it
better
would work.
because it's absorbing.
Yeah. You get whatever it's made of. No, I mean, it's cork.
No, that's the problem. Because if it gets too wet, it could break off if you try pulling it out.
Oh yeah, that's the problem. Then you got to shit yourself to get the little cap out.
Ew.
Yep, unless it somehow turns sideways in there and it gets pressed against the size Uranus and can't easily escape.
That's why I always say if I shove anything up my ass, it's a butt plug. Because that way I know I can pull it out.
Oh yeah, get that brass knuckles like grip on there so you can just whoosh, yank it out.
That would be kind of cool, though. Think about it. If you have the brass knuckle butt plug and then you get during a fight, you're like, what? What? What?
Yeah, no one's gonna want to fight with you. A pair of those. You got two of them.
Because you take your pants off and then you pull it out.
Exactly.
What's up?
You got them both on each fist, and you got metal ones. They're like just like scraping off each other, making.
There's
spire.
a button on the side and,
It
and this
shoots
part
out.
shoots out, like the shit part.
That'd be great.
That would be funny, but for you.
It'd be a good weapon to use against any sort of home invader or attacker out in the streets.
Well, no, you remember my plan if somebody ever breaks into my house.
Oh yeah, just run out naked
And just start jacking off.
Yeah, that would also get him out of your home pretty quickly, I would assume.
That or I will get shot.
That would, and either way, something's gonna happen.
It's a win.
Yeah, either way, afterwards, they're probably getting out of that home pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Since I was thinking of, I want to bring this up too. Since I was playing Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2, which is a great game, while watching Hellraiser for so long, those two things are probably linked in my memory now. Whenever I'm going to think of Hellraiser, I'll think of Kingdom Hearts 358. Whenever I think of Kingdom Hearts 358, I'll think of Hellraiser.
And you were playing that on the DS?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't. Oh, that's right. Because on the
So
remastered
on the PS4,
version,
it's only fucking just cutscenes.
which is disgusting.
Stupid.
I would have played. I would play now. I would even play the shit out of that because Roxas is my favorite character.
yeah.
But
That's a big game. There's a lot of shit to do in 358.
yeah, you bounce around like a lot of worlds, but even then, there's just so many submissions in every world because you got to get items for the other stuff
You do
too.
these missions and get the little emblems to get the other missions.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. You do the same mission like 3 or 4 times, like 3 times at least if you want to get all the rewards for it.
Yeah, because you cannot get everything in just
No,
one.
because you get those organization emblems and the crown emblems for doing the multiplayer missions, which you can do on your own. Those you can redeem for the more slot releasers and shit.
I just thought it was always cool when like you get like the kingdom key and it has like the empty slots and then you put an ability unit in it and it
Yeah.
changes.
No, it changes the weapon entirely. Just whenever you put in a new weapon thing, it changes the what it looks like.
Well, yeah, but wasn't that? Oh, well, that's for any weapon.
Yeah,
I
every
see.
weapon's different. Yeah, but yeah, they have the different slots in them. Yeah, it's pretty sick. The entire first page of my abilities is like all levels. Like the first like half of it, it's
Nice.
like levels and level doublers and shit.
Well, that game was really fun too because you could play with your friends, and
You
they
could.
didn't even have to have the game.
Nope,
No, you could just do run around and play organization.
That was
members.
a download play. Yeah, I miss the good old days of download play.
Yeah, those
It's
are
fun times. But I was gonna say, do you have any linked memories like that, where if you think of one thing, you automatically think of another two because they're just like two things that are linked for somehow like that in your brainstem?
Yeah, like whenever I put on my belt, I think of my dad beating me.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
No,
Yeah,
no. But no, maybe, but subconsciously, if in the moment I think of it, it happens. But usually, things that are linked for me are smell and taste.
All right.
But that's always. I think I brought this up before. I'm going to bring up a lot of points again. But I always find myself in situations where I smell something, it reminds me of something I ate, or if I eat something, it reminds me of something I smelled.
I feel yeah.
I don't know if that's like anybody else has felt that, but like I have that feeling way too much.
I get that for with smells. It's just nostalgia for me. Like I'll smell. It won't even like I'll smell. I'll just smell like the air, and it just smell and whatever's like in the ozone or something. It reminds me of like childhood for some reason. Like it makes me feel a certain way, like I felt when I was like like on a summer's day or getting ready for school, and I don't know.
And you just leave, but because you just remember the way the morning smelled.
Yeah, and not even just it's just like it's not even a smell. It's just a feel. Like the smell brings it on, but then it's just a feeling, like a nostalgia, just feeling, and it's just I don't know.
I'm pretty sure some people can relate to what we're saying, but
Yeah.
it's just the feeling like in the moment, like when you feel it, you just know.
Oh yeah, I got a couple more examples here, just to give you time to think if you have any.
Okay, let me see. Here.
Another one I have is JoJo Part 7. Reading that along with madrigals in high school. Because I remember in junior year I was in the madrigals choir, and then in senior year I wasn't good enough, but to get into it. But my friend was still in it, and I would just go there and hang out after school. And since I wasn't singing, I was just in the booth, charged my phone, reading JoJo Part 7. So now whenever I think of Steel Ball Run, I'm always brought back to that memory of sitting up there in the choir pews, just reading, scrolling through panels.
I see. I
It's great.
see.
And then, speaking of which, I read a lot of JoJo in high school, especially my senior year, because I didn't have a first period, and then I would stay after school. So I read like parts 4 through like 7, like the beginning of like part 8, all in like senior year of high school, like junior, last half of junior and senior year.
Just grinding it.
Yeah, it was great shit.
Now that you brought that up, I think what I felt before when it comes to this, when I was in middle school, I would take my Game Boy with me to school and I would play on lunch.
Yeah.
And so, in association, maybe I could have something linked to that, like anytime, because I don't play my Game Boy anymore. But when I do, it kind of reminds me of when I would just be sitting by a wall, just
Yep.
huddled up with my double chins
Your
hanging over,
quadruple chins right
breathing
there.
heavy.
It's a menopause.
It's a metapod. So yeah, I guess that'd be one thing, but I don't know if I would have anything else that spark up something like that.
Well, another one I got is Bloodborne and the Chris Chan documentary.
Oh my
Because
god.
I remember one time I started a new playthrough is when I just started to listen to the documentary, and I have a vivid memory now of playing Bloodborne. I'm in Murgo's loft in like the top where you find like those 5 shadows of Yarnum,
Mhm.
fighting them right there while listening to Gino Samuel's Christian documentary. That is now forever stamped in my mind. That specific moment. It was interesting how shit like that gets just locked. It's just a hard locked in for no particular reason.
But it goes back to like when you know like random facts about stuff. You don't like it's not important that you know them. You just know them.
Yeah, for some reason my brain decided, hey, let's get some staples and get that, just put that in there for a while.
You'll remember this.
Yeah, yeah, this will come in handy at some point later. Yeah, great times listening to Christian, which is done by the way. The final episode was like a few weeks ago.
What happened to Chris?
I think she is, or they, whatever they want to go by, is out of prison now. Still, I think they got out like a while ago, earlier this year, or last year. But yeah, what happened is what happened. Says yeah,
And now that she should she
she,
they
yeah, I think yeah. It's still waiting on that dimensional merge. Still waiting for Universe C-197 to merge with one whatever.
Oh my
Still waiting
God.
on that dimensional merge.
gross. I bet people are still gonna be bombarding them too with stuff.
Yep. Hey man, King Cobra, he's still going. He's still rolling.
Not for too much long.
And he's not gonna have teeth for much longer either. He's
Mm.
yeah, not a lot of good things going on over in Casper, Wyoming. But
Well, what else? It's Wyoming. What else is going on there?
hey dudes, I digress.
Shut up.
That's most definitely what's up. You know what else is up? Music recommendations.
Music.
Caesar, do you want to do your recommendation first?
Sure.
Why not?
I've been listening to a lot of heavy rock, heavy metal, and heavy punk rock. I've been listening to a lot of it.
All right.
So I've been.
True metalheads will probably dispute whether or not this band you're going to say is heavy or not, but yeah.
Oh no, it's definitely heavy. Rage Against the Machine.
I mean, that's I think
That's heavy. That's heavy punk, man. That's heavy punk.
Yes, but if you listen to because Meat Canyon put out a video a couple of weeks ago on like Norwegian like deathcore and like black metal, and that shit's fucking like actual murders and burning down churches and fucking like fucking. And like that shit, like when you get to like death metal, like black metal, and that shit's like where it's like incomprehensible. It's just like guitars like droning. Like that's what when I think of heavy, that's what I think of. That's because I'm going to the fucking extreme. But Rage Against the Machine is pretty. Yeah, they're pretty aggressive punk.
Yeah, but I listened to their first album,
Nice.
1992.
Hmm.
I would recommend the whole album in general because it's powerful words, obviously through every song. The lyrics portraying the message of like corruption and other things that the government, whatever was going on in the world at the time.
Pocket full of shells.
Pocket full of shells. It's a great album. That's what I would recommend.
Nice. I'm gonna offer something completely on the other side of the spectrum and say
Dandelions and Rainbows by
check out Dracula Flow 4. Love me some Dracula Flow. It's not super new, but goddamn, there's 4 of them, and that 4th one is like 10 minutes long.
Jesus.
It's the first 2 are like a minute and a half each. The 3rd one's like 3 minutes, and the 4th one, bam, 10 minutes. Listen to this old man with a Dracula Sharpie hair. Listen to him spit bars. He's speaking facts. He's saying real street shit. Like he's real.
Looks like both our recommendations today have powerful meanings
real-
and messages behind them.
Real powerful. You gotta look deep in those lyrics and be like, damn, yeah, he is spitting. And also as an honorable mention, My YouTube rhythm is fucked now. So whenever now I listen or watch a new music video or something on YouTube, the video that's always recommended afterwards is Shimmy Slide. It's always Shimmy Slide now.
Do the shimmy slide.
Dude, Shimmy Slide. Oh, yeah. Anytime a music video plays or just a video that's heavily like based on music afterwards, always Shimmy Slide. Always wants music.
Do the shimmy slide.
You're on fire when I take you by the hand. Oh man.
It's the mustache thing.
Oh,
gets me.
Gedivin. It's the eyes staring into the depths of your soul of Gedivin. If you want to stare into our souls, you can do so.
By clicking like to this podcast.
Look into my eyes. I am the arbiter of pain. I'm Bobby Mom.
I'm Bobby Mom.
Man. I love Andrew Santino. He's great.
He's
See you in the next episode, folks.